So growing up, I never gardened. I didn't have many plants. I didn't definitely didn't have a garden at home. That's not something we did. One day I was walking to work. It's about a 10-minute walk to work, and there's this area by the school across the street from my house that I've always wanted to like do something with. And I saw there was a backhoe that were digging up the area. And I went over there one day when I saw them working. I said, "What's going on over here?" They said, "We're making a community garden." And I said, "Well, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but if they're going to do it, if you can't beat them, join them." So I joined the University Heights city's effort to make a community garden, and I learned gardening. And so then I started at school when I was teaching at Heights. I started doing plants with the kids from seeds, and I worked with the Cuyahoga County Soil and Water Conservation District, and I learned about soil. And I started going to community work days at different gardens and public gardens and public urban farms and stuff. And we made the Taylor Road Learning Garden that's right at the Delisle Center through University Heights. That was open for a couple years. It was real neat. It was 140 feet by 10 feet, 4 plots like that, 4 plots, 140 by 10 feet. Then that closed, and it should have closed because we just didn't have the infrastructure to do it right. Didn't have water, didn't have a lot of stuff. Then I made the garden that's right next to the Delisle Center. It's a circle, and with a real nice fence. Those kids and I planned. Really enjoyed that garden. That garden's still there. It's all perennial flowers. And I was part of a really big project at Garrity Elementary, where we put in a wood-burning cob pizza oven with like a roof over the top, and we redid their garden, and we did all these nature trails. They put a big hoop house, which is like a greenhouse, at the school. That we had like about a dozen workers from Youth Opportunities Unlimited. That was a real neat project, and ever since I've been into gardening. Last year I volunteered at Chateau Huff, which is a little urban farm that raises grapes and makes wine in Cleveland, on Huff and like 65th or something, a couple blocks over from Chester. This year I've been going to Riddall Urban Farm a little bit. I would hope to volunteer at Riddall if that works out. I'm not sure if that's going to happen this year, but I hope I do volunteer at the Riddall Urban Farm. And I now enjoy gardening. People all the time ask me for garden help, and I love doing it. It's kind of fun. Just learned it because somehow someone had an idea to put a community garden at the school across the street from my house, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna learn this. And now I'm a garden guy. I have a lot of house plants. I do most of my gardening in public places. I like to go to work days and bring tools and just help. But one day maybe I'll have a garden at my house. And that's how I got into gardening.